Right now at 10, Cuddy College in Nevada holds its 12th annual Multicultural Festival. We'll take you there. Plus, Grace Community Church in Riverton holds its own fall festival. Also, Joplin putting on its annual Kids Run at Joplin High School, and divisions among moderate and progressive Democrats are causing issues for President Biden.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The 4-state festival atmosphere continued today under clearer skies. We begin in Nevada, where Cuddy College hosted its 12th annual Multicultural Festival today. Now, the event highlighted a number of world cultures and celebrated diversity. This year's event was smaller than it has been in the past, but still included international foods prepared by Cuddy students, performances showcasing a variety of cultures, educational displays, and a lot more.
It's our way of giving back to the community. It's our way of sharing what makes us unique as an institution. And specifically, it's a way for our international students, our international faculty and staff to kind of give back, but also showcase where they're from and why it's important.
Organizers say the event also helps strengthen Cuddy's connection to the local communities. Grace Community Church in Riverton held a fall festival aimed at bringing the community together. There were inflatables, hay rides, pumpkin painting, face painting, a number of outdoor games and activities, and hey, even some animals. Despite all the fun involved, there's one thing that stood out as the most important part of the festival.
With COVID and the isolation it's just people are really needing community a lot. And it's in the name of our church. We're a Grace Community Church for a reason. And so we really highly value the idea of community and being with one another and sharing lives. So for us, it's really important.
The church has been getting the community together for just over 10 years now. Plenty of kids from pre-K students up to 6th grade came out with their parents to the Joplin High School track for the annual Kids Classic Fun Run. And this run isn't just any traditional trek around the track. The young racers ran a course that took them off the track and through various parts of the school. Volunteers with the Joplin Road Runners helped organize the event, and one of their members says it's a great way to get kids active and get them interested in running and jogging.
It's a event that helps kids stay active in the running community. A lot of kids nowadays, they're stuck inside, so this is a great event to get kids out here.
This was the 35th annual Kids Classic Fun Run. The event was free and open to the public, and the kids even got t-shirts for participating. It was a beautiful day compared to yesterday. Nick Kelly joins us.
Yeah, we kept it feeling like fall, Chris, and not to mention, we kept things dry, unlike the rain that we saw on Friday and yesterday for sure. 59 was where we started this morning, but with much drier air, we hit a high of 78 degrees. That's about a 19-degree jump after our chilly start this morning. We had maybe just a few showers around, let's say north of Stockton Lake, right around the Harry Truman Reservoir earlier this afternoon. That was about it, with the rest of the area staying dry under partly to mostly sunny skies. But here in the upper levels, we still have our stubborn upper level low spinning over Chicago and southern parts of Lake Michigan, but this still wants to play a role in our forecast as we get the new week started. Thankfully, not for tomorrow. Maybe a little cloud cover sneaking in from the north overnight, but that won't stop us from dropping back into the lower to middle 50s. Joplin bottoms out at 54. Partly sunny skies during the morning, then mostly sunny for the afternoon. Chris will result in highs back near 78 degrees, and we'll see when that upper level low wants to shake things up again coming up here in a bit.
Changes, they are coming. Nick, thank you. Divisions among moderate and progressive Democrats are causing President Biden's infrastructure bill and broader domestic agenda to hit a bump in the road. The president says he's ready for battle to make sure it gets back on track. CBS News correspondent Tom Hansen reports from New York.
President Biden expressed frustration over the rift in his own party that's stalling his domestic agenda.
Everybody's frustrated. It's part of being in government. Biden's going to work like hell to make sure we get both these passed, and I think we will get them passed.
Last week, the House failed to hold a vote on a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. Progressive Democrats say they won't support it without a separate $3.5 trillion social spending package, which moderate Democrats say is too costly.
The White House isn't making the demands to exclude universal child care or universal pre-K. This is coming from the more conservative wing of the Democratic Party. And those are the conversations that we need to have.
On Sunday, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer expressed optimism a deal will be reached.
Our goal is to get it done in the next month.
Democratic lawmakers are also working with the White House to increase the nation's debt limit to prevent the U.S. from defaulting. Telling Democrats to do it on their own, GOP senators have indicated they won't support raising the debt ceiling.
Well, I hope the Republicans won't be so irresponsible as to refuse to raise the debt limit.
The Treasury Department estimates a government funding deadline will come no later than October 18th. Tom Hanson, CBS News.
In a letter to colleagues Saturday, Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said more time was needed to get a deal on passing both bills and that it would happen soon, but she did not get more specific. We take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Private First Class Paul Barcelona served in the Army during World War II, his hometown, Arma. We're proud to recognize Private First Class Paul Barcelona, tonight's four-state hero. And remember, to learn more about other heroes or to nominate one of your own, just head over to our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Still ahead on the KOAM News at 10, an alarming report comes out regarding the military and suicides. Plus, oil from a major oil spill as well as dead animals are beginning to wash up along some California beaches. An alarming report on the U.S. military this Sunday. According to data from the Department of Defense, suicide rates amongst active duty service members have gone up to more than 40% in 5 years. The data, which was released Thursday, says in 2020 there was 9.1% increase in the rate for active duty service members. Among reserve members, it went up by 19.2% last year, but it has gone down since 2018. And though the rate for National Guard members went up to almost 32%, it has also decreased in the past 2 years. In 2020 alone, 580 members of the military died by suicide. In a statement Thursday, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin said in part, quote, "The findings are troubling and that the trends are not going in the right direction." Oil from a major spill as well as dead birds and fish are starting to wash up along some Southern California beaches. That's after a spill of about 3,000 barrels of oil was reported Saturday about 5 miles off the coast of Huntington Beach. The spill is roughly 126,000 gallons of post-production crude. Huntington Beach Mayor Kim Carr called the spill a, quote, potential ecological disaster. As of Sunday morning, the leak hadn't been completely stopped. City officials say the exact cause of the spill has not been determined and the owner of the pipeline is unknown. Federal employees will soon either have to roll up their sleeves to get a COVID-19 shot or roll up their sleeves and start looking for a new place to work. The U.S. Office of Personnel Management says agency and department officials can enforce the Biden White House's vaccine mandates next month. According to an OPM memo, disciplinary actions for unvaccinated federal workers begin on November 9th. Agencies are advised to first take steps like counseling and providing educational material. But if employees keep resisting to get a shot or provide a legitimate legal exception, they can be terminated. President Biden has also called on the Labor Department to require companies with at least 100 employees to make sure their employees are either vaccinated or tested on a weekly basis. A fire destroyed the historic Industry Bridge in Rome this morning, according to Italy's fire brigade. The flames consumed an old wooden walkway attached to the bridge, a busy thoroughfare over the Tiber River, inaugurated in 1863. The area below the bridge houses several rogue encampments of homeless people and nomadic Rome community. The fire is suspected to have begun in an encampment, according to officials. The Powerball Drawing took place tonight. Were there any winners? Was there a winner? That's later on the KOAM News at 10.
Before we break down those numbers, I have numbers that show us warm to start the week out, but potentially heating up by the week. The end of the week, that is. Forecast up next. Even though a good portion of our weekend had to put up with Quite a bit of rain chances certainly on Friday and Saturday. It is nice. The last look that we had from Indigo Sky Casino and Resort outside of Seneca, Missouri showed a completely drier day and a nice looking shot outside this evening, late on this Sunday evening, I should say. The setup that we had for today had just partly to mostly sunny skies across a good portion of the area, but as advertised, a couple of showers. That was about it, really. Mainly in St. Clair County, closer to the Harry Truman Reservoir, certainly north of Stockton Lake. That was it as far as any slight rain chances go, and thankfully we kept this view quiet for much of the evening. And the drier weather, the quieter skies certainly had an impact on temperatures today. After we topped out in the mid-70s yesterday, we dropped back this morning, upper 50s to lower 60s across the region, and then wasted no time going up to 78 at Joplin Regional for the high today. For 7th and Rangeline, though, skies above are still looking quiet as the traffic below still looking pretty light. Last numbers we had shows Joplin at 62 with the dew point at 60, but this number is dropping. So even though the humidity is at 93% with maybe a few areas of patchy fog trying to develop, as long as this dew point keeps trending downward, I don't think we're done dropping off as far as temperatures go as we head toward Monday morning. You can see how we have a few upper 50s on the board around Fort Scott, Iola, Chanute, Parsons, and Yates Center. Everyone else is trying to hold on to lower 60s, but we're all going to gravitate back toward the lower to middle 50s as we start the day ahead of us out on a quiet note, even though some cloud cover is going to develop around Omaha and head our way by morning. But mainly dry for tomorrow because a couple areas of high pressure in control of our skies for tomorrow. That will keep skies partly to mostly sunny. But upstairs at the jet stream level, I'm still watching this upper level low because, believe it or not, even though it's keeping us on the milder side of the jet tomorrow, this still wants to play a role in our forecast as we hit Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. In the short term, though, once again, it's all about our weather staying quiet. Despite some cloud cover trying to develop and work in from the north, that's about as threatening, if you want to call it, as our weather will get for Monday. So partly sunny skies during the morning, then we're going to gravitate nicely toward mostly sunny skies for the rest of the afternoon ahead of us. But with a light northerly breeze, temperatures topping out about where we were today. We have to get past a chilly start at 54, though. 74 by noon, afternoon highs, not bad, right around 78 degrees. Then maybe a little cloud cover tomorrow night going into Tuesday morning, but we'll start the day dry with mostly clear skies. I think the future track here a little too chilly. I think we'll drop back into the mid-50s again, but you can't help but notice how these isolated showers want to try to start working in Tuesday afternoon. That's because of that upper level low that gets cut off from the jet. So this is going to wander around the region for Tuesday and Wednesday. I think this can give us a chance for some scatter storms, mainly on the Missouri side and Arkansas side for Wednesday afternoon. Then the jet stream finally gets rid of this thing on Thursday. The highs near 80 on Thursday and dry, but even though we stay dry for the weekend for the most part, look at this upper ridge, ready to build back in, and like it or not, another taste of late summer wanting to make a return. But 78 for tomorrow, 54 Tuesday morning before we bounce back to 74, 76 on Wednesday, topping out near 80 on Thursday, Chris, and then upper 80s and potentially a 92 reading by Saturday. Even though we are in fall, summer not quite finished yet.
Well, it always seems like that's how it goes. We have two seasons in the 4 states. We have winter and we have summer. You get a little taste of fall or spring before the next one just snaps right in. So
hey, right now we're in the good taste of fall with temperatures like that. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, if we could just get that to last a little longer.
I'm still working on that.
All right, Nick, thank you so much. Turning to sports, Danny Terzer joining us tonight. And the Kansas City Chiefs on the road tonight against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Andy Reid's trying to get that win against his former team. He spent 14 seasons with the Eagles. We'll have those highlights coming up. Plus, we'll take a look back at the Miners Bowl between PSU and MSSU and hear from the teams. All that coming up. This is the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. The Kansas City Chiefs aim to stop a 2-game skid today on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles. A win would get the Chiefs back to 500, Kansas City trailing by a field goal. Patrick Mahomes tosses it to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, pushing his way into the end zone. Trailing again, Mahomes connects with Tyreek Hill for the score. We'll hear a lot more of that name. Mahomes' third touchdown pass of the day here. Can he hang on to it? Yes, Jody Fordson with the touchdown makes it 21-13. A fourth quarter, I told you he was coming back. Hill dives in for his second TD. Then Mahomes goes back to Hill here, 44-yard connection. That ties him for 4th most total receiving touchdowns in franchise history. Chiefs come out on top 42-30. Andy Reid makes history, tallying his 100th win with the Chiefs.
Being able to run the football in this league is crucial, and be able to have the guys that we have, and you're going to see week by week they're getting better and better and better. And they obviously they have the talent. It's about working together and building those relationships. And Clyde's running the ball really well. Other guys are stepping in and running the ball really well. And I think you saw today, once you run the ball a lot, defenses will come up a little bit and you can kind of hit them over the top.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas and Missouri Southern Lions squared off in the Miners Bowl on Saturday. The rivalry between the two schools has been lopsided over the past handful of years. The Gorillas have won the matchup 25 of the last 26 meetings. This year, Pittsburgh State came away with another victory over Missouri Southern, but the game itself was a battle to the end.
We did not back down from a challenge. We did not back down from them, and our kids continue to battle, our kids continue to fight, that's the part I'm proud of.
Pittsburgh State regained the lead in the final 5 minutes, ultimately winning 20-16. It was the play leading up to that touchdown, a 51-yard punt return, that changed the game for the Gorillas.
It took that return by Caleb to get us a little bit of momentum and wake us up on the sideline.
Missouri Southern struggled to find the end zone all day, settling for 3 field goals in the first 3 quarters.
Man, we drove up and down the field. We had such success. I don't know what we ended up with rushing yards, but we controlled the clock. We moved the ball. We played. I thought we were more physical than them at times. And so now, man, if you turn those field goals into touchdowns, the ball game's different.
The Pitt State defense put on a strong performance.
They had our back all day. I mean, went down, I threw the pick, and they stopped them for the rest of the half, so until the end there. But yeah, I mean, they were huge. They kept picking us up, so very thankful for them.
They certainly kept us in the football game the entire 60 minutes, and we needed them because we weren't playing very well at all on the offensive side.
Still, PSU managed to get the job done.
We haven't really faced adversity like that all year, so it was good to see the team come out and respond. Not happy with it, but the dub's a dub.
Anytime you win in a close one, it shows just that you got grit. You have grit on your team, and you know how to win. Great teams, good teams do that. They know how to win in the end, even when you're struggling.
Both teams hit the road next weekend. Pittsburgh State travels to Northwest for a big game, while Missouri Southern plays at Lincoln. In the Big 12, the Oklahoma Sooners traveled for the first time this season, taking on Kansas State. The Sooners caught in another close game, but once again, they get the W, 37-31, and remain unbeaten. Spencer Rattler threw for 243 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kennedy Brooks carried the ball 15 times, racking up 91 yards.
I give this team credit. You got to find ways to win. We've won in several different ways now early in the season, and I think that bodes well because this team has some fight, some grit about them, and we'll continue to improve. But it's huge momentum builder for us, and we're always thrilled to get out of Manhattan with a win.
That brings us to our one and only break in the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. Still ahead, the Cardinals play one final game before turning their attention to the postseason and the Dodgers. Highlights from their regular season finale coming up. Welcome back to the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. Postseason baseball is right around the corner, but first, there's one more game to be played. The St. Louis Cardinals close out a series and the regular season against the Cubs today. Series is split, Cards going for the win. First inning, Tommy Edman evens up the score with a solo shot to right. Edman impressing on defense as well, makes a great sliding play for the out at first. Later in the 5th, with the Cardinals leading, Frank Schwindel doubles into the corner. That drives in the tying run. The game gets called in the 8th due to weather. Cubs win this one 3-2. The Royals close out their season against the Twins. Minnesota jumps out to a big lead. Jorge Polanco hits a 3-run blast. Twins score 5 in the first. Carlos Santana gets the Royals on the board with the RBI single here. Then Royals within 2. Nick Gordon with a nice backhand stop That'll get him out at first. Then in the 5th, Twins extending their lead. Kansas City will end their season with a 7-3 loss at home. Sporting Kansas City hosting the Houston Dynamo today. They've met twice already this season, each club winning once. Today's game goes in favor of Sporting Kansas City. They get the 4-2 win. Johnny Russell nets 2 goals today, including one off a penalty kick. Kansas City currently sits at the top of the Western Conference with 52 points. We're back right after this.
One of the biggest lottery jackpots ever. It's getting bigger. The winning numbers for an estimated jackpot of $635 million. They were drawn yesterday. The Multi-State Lottery Association says, however, there were no winners. Danny, Nick, you don't need to check your tickets tonight. Saturday's jackpot was the 10th largest in U.S. lottery history. The drawing was Powerball's 6th largest ever. The Powerball now has the jackpot at $670 million. The next drawing is set for Monday, October the 4th. So if you don't have a calendar immediately handy, that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you need to get your Powerball tickets tonight or first thing tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, I won't play. I'll just watch the ball spin around. That
was my favorite part of the whole lottery thing was watching the drawing. It was just the machines were really cool. Really cool forecast.
Yeah, thank goodness I'm not alone in that, by the way. But our numbers are looking good to start the week out. 78 Monday, 74 Tuesday, mid-70s through Wednesday, and maybe some rain chances back in Tuesday and Wednesday.
Danny, quick note in sports.
Kansas City Chiefs get a good win over the Eagles. Hopefully they're finding their groove now. They got the Bills next week.
All right, good deal. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow and next weekend. Have a great night.